What's up, all my fine girls? No Pimple is with here again with another video. So today I am back with another ranking palette series. Okay, I do have a playlist showing all the different things that I've ranked, whether it's colors, brands, whatever it may be. Today we're going to be focusing on Ace Beaute because I feel like I have a pretty decent collection. I have had the opportunity to work with the brand and I have been sent stuff, so my collection definitely grew from last year into this year. So yes, and I've also bought some stuff. I think I bought like 2 of these and the rest were sent to me. But either way it goes, let's go ahead and get into this. Actually, before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below what you think my #1 palette is going to be by Ace Beaute. And I feel like I need lotion on my hands. But anyways, comment down below what you think my #1 is going to be. Okay. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. So as I always say, somebody has to be, last, because, we need somebody in last place. And that is going to be their Flora palette. So this came out earlier this year, and this is what this one looks like. I mean, it's a really pretty palette, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to these rankings, the way I kind of like pick my palettes are based off of, if I had to get rid of my collection, what would I get rid of first and what would be the last one that I would want to get rid of? And the Flora will be on the chopping block first. You gotta go, okay? Compared to the other ones that I have in my collection, you're cute, I do like you, you're pretty. Like, this is really a pretty palette, but based off the way I like to do my makeup, what I like, I'm okay with parting ways with this one first. Next up on the list is another palette that is not really my favorite. And it's not my favorite because, like, the color story is like, they have colors in here, but like, I just don't really like the way the color story looks, if that makes sense. And that is going to be the Quintessential palette. So this is what this one looks like. I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it's just not my groove. Like when I look at this, I don't feel like, wow, like I feel like Ace Beaute has, like, in their collection, like especially their newer palettes, this is an older one, their newer stuff, their color story is on point. So I guess this just honestly to me just looks a little outdated, if that makes sense. Like, I would see something like this being really popular in like 2015, 2016, but like it's just not really my jam. And yeah, I mean, I think they just have better stuff. Okay, so next up is going to be the Flora. I don't know how to say this, but this is yet again part of that collection. Ooh, I just realized the detail. Are these like real flowers? These have to be fake. There's no way, because it would all be brown. Anyways, so this is what this one looks like. This is an all purple palette. This one ranked lower because they have other purple palettes in their collection that I like way more. But this one is cute. It's simple for somebody who just wants like a little, all purple themed palette, small, straight to the point. You can still get some, you could accomplish some pretty good looks, with this. Like, this is deep enough if you want some darker colors. You have some lighter pastel shades. Oh, sorry, I'm out of focus. And some shimmer. So like, I mean, it's a pretty palette. I think they have just better things that are purple in their collection. So next up is going to be the Slice of Paradise palette. Now this is their rainbow palette right here. And she is pretty, but if I'm going to if I want like a rainbow palette, I have other things in my actual eyeshadow palette collection that I would grab first. But this is nice. It's kind of straight to the point. If you just want, something that's small, not too huge, you get some colors, a few shimmers, there's only 2 shimmers in here. This will honestly be a great one. And then also, all the palettes that I have are their reformulated one. I never tried out Ace Beaute when they have their old formula. So I can attest to that when people say, the quality was bad. I don't know. As for me, all of their shadows, like perfect, okay? They all blend really well. I've never had any issues, but yes. So yes, that's the Slice of Paradise. Next up is going to be the Floral Vintage. I actually do like this palette, but I like other things better that I have from them. This is this one. She's actually a really cute palette. Like, it's pretty neutral with, like that one olive shade. You get some like more warmer tones. Like, this is honestly a really great palette for like fall. Like, if you're thinking of like just like a nice fall themed palette, this is beautiful. Also, the mattes in here, like these lighter mattes, like you have amazing crease colors. You have lid shades if you like to do like an all matte look. You have like, this deeper shade if you want to like darken up your outer V. You have some nice shimmers in here. So like, this palette is really, really pretty. So yes, that is the Floral Vintage. Next up is going to be the Flare palette. So this is what this one looks like. Okay, and I mean, she's cute. Like, I mean, it's like a warm palette with some like greens, turquoise shades here. And I mean, there's not really much to say about this. I think she's cute, but like, I have other things that I like more from them, so this just ranked a little bit lower. All right, so now we're kind of getting into the more fun ones. Okay, these are the ones that I'm like excited to talk about. I had to get, you know, the other ones out the way. So this was, I want to say this was released last year. Yes, it was released last year, and that is going to be their Aura palette. So this is what this one looks like. And I mean, she's just gorgeous. So like I was saying, they have other purple palettes, and this is one of them. So if you want like a purple themed palette, I would recommend this one over the Flora. Obviously that one is smaller, but this is still like travel size friendly. I mean, usually when I'm traveling, I'm not taking colors like this with me on vacation. But I mean, everyone is different, you know, depending on what you're doing. Because sometimes you may be traveling for something where it requires like looks like this. I don't know. But either way it goes, this is small and compact if you wanted something small like that. The shades are really pretty. The shimmers are pretty. This ranked lower than the one that I'm going to show you guys next because I would have loved just some deeper matte purples in here. I feel like, I will say this, but the way I like to do my makeup, I would have to grab something else. I remember when they sent this palette and I was creating like content for them. One of the things was like, oh, I wish I had a darker purple, like to just kind of deepen out the crease. And I had to kind of stick to the palette because, you know, I'm filming the content. They just want this palette being used. I'm like, oh, I want a darker shade. But I mean, nonetheless, it's a beautiful palette. I think the look that I created was like, I think I used this and this shade. Was that my video? Because I definitely did my own tutorials, and then I also sent them separate footage for their website and their Instagram. I can't remember, but either way it goes, yes. Now the palette that I'm about to show you guys next, now this one, this is a beautiful purple palette they have in their collection, and that's going to be Paradise Fallen. That's what it's called, right? It's Paradise Fallen, and this is what this one looks like. This right here is literally, oh, do I have a, okay, sorry. This is just literally my jam right here, okay? This deep purple, you have some pretty shimmers. You have like this black shade, and then, you know, you get some more gray tones and like some more brown tones here with like this like burgundy, like brick type shade. Honestly, just love the palette. It's very, very cool tone purple. So if you like that, you will love this. I think she's a gorgeous palette. All right. We are done with the first pile. Now we're gonna get into the next pile. Okay, next up is going to be the Oceanic palette. And this is what this one looks like. I was so excited when they sent this my way because I would see this all the time on like, you know, different videos, Instagram, and I just never bought it. And when I finally got it, I was like, oh, perfect. Because if they never sent this to me, I was gonna end up buying it at some point. They had like a sale, but I ended up getting it for free, so I was happy. But anyway, so this is what this one looks like. And this is a beautiful green blue palette. Now you guys know I love green eyeshadow. Blue, I could do some blue every now and then, but it's just not my favorite to do it myself. So I like the fact that this is more green heavy in my opinion. Like we have like all these greens with some integration of blue. But one thing I will say though, I love me a nice inky blue shade that almost leans a little purple. So gorgeous. This is beautiful. And I feel like the matte to shimmer ratio in this palette is perfect. Like it's such a well-rounded palette when it just comes to these colors. Like you can go light, you can go dark. Like, I mean, she's just beautiful. All right, so another green palette they have that I like even more than the Oceanic palette is going to be their Envy palette. And I do have a tutorial on my channel using this, and this is what this one looks like. And I mean, now, don't get me wrong, I like this palette and I do like greens, but if I'm going to go green, I do like more of like the olive, khaki tone, grungy type of greens. And this definitely leans more that way. And there's less blues in here. Like, I mean, this pretty much is only just really this quad up here that are like the blue shades. And yeah, I mean, this is like, oh my goodness, this palette is so stunning. Like, I mean, there's so much that can be done with this as far as like just looks. Like you can go light. Well, I don't know if you can really go dark, but you could definitely go light. If you want to go, sorry, you could definitely go dark. Get my words all mixed up. Anyways, you could definitely go dark. I like really dark looks. So this is definitely up my alley for sure. But if you want something a little bit more lighter, like you want like a versatile, like more light dark, I think you would like this one because, you know, you still get the, oh, sorry. You still get some of these lighter shades and like this all over the, like y'all. You see the look that I have on my eye? Ooh, this would have been great for a Bring It Back Thursday. I could have done this look with this dark blue all over, like where I had the purple, and then have this all over my lid, which is like a beautiful matte periwinkle shade. And I can even throw this, like I could, you guys, you could literally recreate this look and use those shades. Okay, okay, I should have done that. I have to do a video using Ace Beaute. I think I've only done one Bring Back Thursday with an Ace Beaute palette, and that was the what is that palette called? It was the Tropical Vibes palette. But yes, I have to whip one of these palettes out. Okay, up next is another palette that I really love from them, and that is going to be the Begonia palette. This came out earlier this year, and this is what this one looks like. I mean, honestly, I would have loved to see this because this has 8 shades. I would have loved to see this because this color story is gorgeous. If they would have put it in more of a format of the square pans. I hate this shape. Like, Urban Decay does this a lot, and I just feel like it's hard to grab the shadows you want. Like, I hate the shape of these pans, but my goodness, this color story is top tier. Like, I love the burgundy with the like olive tones. It's just stunning. Like, this was actually a really beautiful color story. So yes, I love this palette, and I would definitely recommend this one if you just want something like, you know, burgundy-ish with a little bit of some olive, you know. And this one is here to go. I don't know if these are still available. I need to go look on their website. I want to say so because they just came out this year. I don't think they would have got rid of them just yet. Next up is another one that I really love. Okay, because you guys know I'm definitely in my neutral girl era. The only reason I have this look on is because I just finished filming a video with this look, so I don't know if it's going to go up before that video, but be on the lookout, okay? Because I'm going to have to tutorial on this look. I did film it. Anyways, so the next palette I have here is the Kala palette, or Kala. And this right here is just your neutral chocolate tone palette. Of course, I love her, okay? It has that deep shade that I like. It has this beautiful, like, mattes, especially like this matte right here. Oh my gosh. Ooh, this kind of matches my nail, this one, kind of. And then the shimmers are gorgeous. I love, like, these, like brownie, like chocolatey shades, like for a shimmer, like this one, and then this one right here. Do you have like that gold? I never really grab silver, like shimmer. Like, I have to be in a mood for a shimmer that is silver. But overall, this palette is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so now we're in the top 3. Okay, and if you have not already guessed, you should. So you should type down below what you think my number 1 is going to be. Okay, all right, next up, coming in 3rd place, is going to be the Ambiance palette, and I feel like I do have a tutorial on my channel to use this. I'm almost positive I do. Yes, and this is what this one looks like. I mean, yes, yet again, this is a great fall palette. You know, it's still summer, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to fall because it's been a very hot summer. This is great for fall time. It just, the rusty looking colors, the greens, like I love these olive tones. Like, if it's one thing Ace Beaute can do is give you an olive tone, okay? Like, they know how to incorporate olive into their palettes and do a phenomenal job with it. I love that. Love this burgundy shade right here. Of course, you know, we got the black, okay? We got the dark brown. Like, I mean, you can kind of go light, you can go dark, you can have some other colors. And I feel like olive and like plum shades are definitely still shades where you have a little bit of color and can still be worn every day. Like, I mean, obviously, like this, a look like this is not an everyday look, but if I was to take like, just use these 3 shades, I can definitely get away with doing like an everyday look and it's still being like wearable for the office. Like, I can just take this shade and put this all over my lid and do like a little smoky eye. It's still wearable. Same thing with the plum shades as well too. You could do like this, like an all over the lid. So this palette is definitely good for like an everyday look. Great for fall time. And just great for overall really anything. Like, oh, look at this burnt orange shimmer. I love shades like that. Gorgeous. And the shade up here too. I love shades like that. Okay. Top two. The next palette, I didn't realize I was saying it incorrectly until I was in a meeting with one of the brand partners for Ace Beaute, and she kept saying it a certain way. I was like, okay, Whitney, I think you're wrong because this is her brand, and I think she's correct, and I think you're incorrect. So I was like, oh, I've been saying this wrong the entire time. So that is going to be the palette Topley. Okay, so I was saying palette-opoly, like, you know, Monopoly, but no. Basically, it's just palette Topley. It just kind of flows. But yeah, this is the next palette, so that's the way you say it, I believe, because, I mean, that's how she was saying it in the call. So I was like, oh, I've been saying it wrong. Anyway, so this is what this palette looks like. I mean, I gag, okay? Like, this is right up my alley, okay? Now, granted, I did tell you guys I am in my neutral girl era, okay? but I ain't gonna lie, she's gonna have to stay in my collection. She's going to have to stay in my collection. Like, this is such a beautifully done palette. Like, when I say I was genuinely excited for this palette when it came out, okay? And I couldn't, like, I bought this palette. Like, I was like, ugh, when I saw the pictures and everything, I was like, I need it in my life now. And I absolutely love it. So I love these bright shades. You guys know I love pink and purple, and I love a nice hot pink and a hot pink shimmer. You get these beautiful purples here. You get like these like grungy tones for like these yellow shades. You used to get some neutrals. You know, you get the little blues over there. Like, I mean, she is beautiful. Like, I love, 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 love this palette. Okay, now, and this is why I'm pretty sure you guys already know what number one is. Okay, let me go ahead and fluff up my hair. Let me fluff up my hair. Let me stop. Okay, coming in at the number one spot is going to be the Tropical Vibes palette. This was the palette that made me a believer in Ace Beaute. This is the very first palette that I bought from them. And then from there, that is when the brand started to recognize me. So yes, and I've told you guys a story before. I saw this palette and I did not buy it when the first initial release because Glamlight had just dropped their Martini collection. I was like, I already have green shades that look like this. I'm good. I was so wrong. Like, this palette is way different than the Martini palette that they dropped. And let me show you guys the inside. I mean, no one can deny, like, y'all see how dirty this is? No one can deny that this is truly one of the most beautiful, most well done, well thought out palettes when it comes to color story. Like, it flows. And on camera, it's looking like a lot of the shades are similar. No, they're not, okay? This is such a gorgeous, 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 gorgeous palette. Like, I am obsessed with the color story. Like, Ace Beaute made me a believer when they released this, and they deserve all their flowers, okay? Like, I love this palette so much. Although it looks bam in your face, this can definitely be an everyday palette, okay? You can take like one of these like shades that you want and just do like a smoky eye with it, like the matte shades. Obviously, I think when you start reaching to like this shade, that's when it becomes a little bit more bold. But every other color in this palette, and even maybe the shade might be a little bit much, but you can finesse it somehow. But every other shade in this palette can be used for an everyday look. And they also can, you know, get a little crazy, get a little bold with the colors. I love the Tropical Vibes palette. She is stunning. Okay, and that would be my ranking for the Ace Beaute palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my playlist if you have not, or if you want to see other ranking videos that I have done. I have quite a couple of them on my channel. Comment down below other things that you want to see me do. And yeah, until next time, I will talk to you beauties later. Bye.